In this tutorial, I will show you one of the commonly overlooked things in game development, which makes the modern games heavy in size and memory. Let's open the content drawer, and I will open Paragon Gideon folder. Now let's see the visual effects, the particle system, and I will type ulti. So if you want to use any assets, so you should not use any assets that you want, because some of the assets might be very heavy in size. Now let's say this one for example. Let's go right click, go to size map, and here you see the size of the asset. Now here you have disk size, which is 141 megabytes. And if you click, there is a memory size, and there's a 137 megabytes. Now this is relatively good, but you should not use this very often, like a shooting projectiles or things like that. Or if you want to shoot it like a projectile in a timer, this would not be a good idea, because you don't want frequently to fire this size of the asset. So this is very important thing to remember. Every time before using any asset, make sure to right click and to see how big it is. So this is 12 megabytes. This is pretty good. And always make sure to check both memory and disk. Now there is no rule which size you should use and you should not use. That all depends on your project and how often you want to fire these. Now ask yourself this question. Do I want to fire this size very often, like a projectile or like a spell after spell after spell? So you have to assess your own project and to decide what you're going to use. Now let's say I want to use this. So let's say this is very cool and I want to use it. But if you go, it's too big in size. What you can do is you can modify it. Now you can see over here there is a light, black hole glow, and all these parameters. You can scroll like this. Now if you want to disable this, you're going to see the result on the left side. And you can see like this. I'm going to turn things on. It's going to update on the left side. I'm going to turn everything off just to demonstrate something. Now, of course, I turned off everything, so there is nothing here. Now I want to see if this is going to be good for my game. Okay, now I'll decide to leave it, for example. And I will see if this chunks 1 is going to make any difference. If not, I can select and press delete and delete this parameter. So this way you're going to reduce the size of this asset. But before doing any of this deleting, make sure to open the content drawer. Before doing any modifications, always make a duplicate first. Because if you don't do duplicate of this, and if you delete some of this, you cannot retrieve it unless you re-import the same asset, which can be daunting. So the best practice, you can right click and duplicate, or select it, Ctrl D. Now you have a perfect copy of it. So open the copy. And you have copied everything from before. Now you can turn this back on, the original. If you're not satisfied with the result, you can always make another duplicate and redo it again. Now let's go to the copy we made. Now chunks I don't need, because as you can see, when you turn on and off, there is not much of a difference. So select and delete. Press yes. Now turn this on. There is not much of a difference. You just see small dust. Let's set the other one. So this is pretty good visually, so I might leave it. Now let's see black hole vortex. This is also pretty good. I might leave it. Let's see the big flare. As you can see, there's a flare coming up. I decide to delete it because it doesn't make any difference to me. I'll delete this one too. Now this is very important black hole. I might leave it. Usually the lights are increasing the size, so I'm going to delete it. Now when I save, I will click this search over here. Now when I right click and size map, we have 118 in memory size and disk 112. Now let's see how much was the original. So this was the original. So we got 20 megabytes, which is not a lot, but this asset is very unique, so it all depends what you want to achieve. You can use this technique with other assets such as static mesh, sound, and others. Now let's go to main, so assets, images. Let's say the images we have imported. So this is 2 megabytes in memory size, which is not very bad, but it should be less. We can go to content and turn on the static mesh. For example, this rock here. Let's see how big it is. You see it's already finding memory because maybe it's very big. So you see disk size is 780 megabytes, which is a lot. And in memory size is 300 megabytes. And this is this asset. Now if you want to use this asset, it should be maybe more optimized. Or if you want to use it for something cinematic, then that's okay. But using this in a game, it will take a lot of space. Alright everyone, this is going to be it for this tutorial. I hope this is going to be useful for you. See you in the next video.